think it's they're not in the same position. No, those are that side.
I call this meeting of the South Dakota School Mind Student Association Citizens Warrior. Roll call and approval of proxies.
Colorado.
Present.
Butcher. Kent.
Here.
Clausen.
Here.
Hernandez.
Here.
Fink.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Keel. Here. Leonard.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Masters.
Here.
Moriarty.
Here.
Richards.
Here.
Shaw.
Here.
Senchins.
Here.
Seekman.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Stanek.
Here.
Stallman. Severson.
Walking through the doors.
Bostad.
Here.
Wolf. Wright. Yamalovich.
Here.
So, did everyone get a chance to read over the agenda sent out, I believe, on Monday afternoon? I don't think there's any changes to the agenda since then. Just voting in two resolutions here. Any edits, amendments, anything? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Agenda is approved. Next, did everyone get a chance to look at the meeting minutes from last week? They were sent out today. Any edits, anything, friendly minutes or anything on the minutes there?
I would like to apologize for how late they got sent out this week. Design chair kind of killed me, so I apologize.
Seeing none, all those in favor of approving last week's minutes say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. So while we have no stated open floor guests to the guests here today, during our open discussion, you can send your yield your time to allow them to speak. So just want to let you know that. So no stated open floor guests. Moving on to unfinished business. That'll be our resolution for Pike South.
All right, I read this last week. If there isn't anything else to be said about it, we can take a motion, right?
Yep, and we'll entertain motions now. Senator Fink.
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote by Senator Fink, seconded by Senator Hernandez. That's a roll call vote.
Colorado.
Aye.
Butcher.
Aye.
Kent.
Aye.
Clausen.
Aye.
Hernandez.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Hill.
Nay.
Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Hey.
Lewis.
Aye.
Masters.
Aye.
Moriarty.
Aye.
Richards.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Senchins.
Aye.
Seekman.
Aye.
Smith.
Abstain.
Stanek.
Aye.
Stallman. Severson.
Aye.
Bostad.
Aye.
Wolf. Wright.
Abstain.
Yamalovich.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion passes. All right, moving on to new business. We have the election confirmation.
All right, I'll stand like right here. Sorry, guys. So, resolution number 25/S/017, presented by me, originated by the Governmental Relations Committee. Whereas executive elections for the 2025-2026 year were held on March 5th, 2025, and Senate elections for the 2025-2026 year were held on April 2nd, 2025. And whereas the ticketed compromise of Jacob Olstad and Clive Dewey receive a majority vote in the election sufficient to be declared 2025-2026 Student Association President and Vice President. And whereas the following candidates were elected for position of Senior Class Senator: Soren King, Austin Meyer, Chase Stolman, Jordan Lanier, and William Kuehl. Whereas the following candidates were elected for position of Junior Class Senator: Hayden Syverson, Nathan Sattler, Nolan Jensen, Parker Smith. Whereas the following candidates were elected for position of Sophomore Class Senator: Luke Sentience, Lindsey Busher, Connor Clausen, and Ivan Jensen. Noting the 4 appointed positions and 2 vacant senator positions will be decided by the President and Vice President, approved through a 2/3 majority vote of the Student Senate, and therefore be it resolved by a majority vote of the Student Senate and the signature of the Student Association President that the results of both elections, one on March 5th, 2025, and the other on April 2nd, 2025, be certified as official.
Senator Leonard.
Friendly amend vacant senior positions to vacant senator positions.
Senator Butcher.
I would like to request a correction of my name.
Friendly amendment.
If you could add an N before the Y. Thank you.
Sorry if I butchered anybody's names.
Alright. Any discussion? Any motions? We would like to get this through today. So, any motions? Senator Alarape.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules by Senator Alarape, seconded by Senator Lewis. All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Rules are suspended. Any further motions? Senator Smith.
Motion to vote.
Motion vote by Senator Smith, seconded by Senator Fink. That's a roll call vote.
Alarabe. Aye. Butcher.
Aye.
Camp. Aye. Clausen. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Finn.
Abstain.
Hill.
Aye.
Keel. Aye. Leonard.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Masters. Abstain. Moriarty.
Aye.
Richards.
Aye.
Shaw. Aye. Sentience.
Aye.
Seekman.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Stanley.
Aye.
Stolman. Severson.
Aye.
Bostad. Aye. Wolf. Wright. Aye. Jamalevich.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion passes. Alright. Moving on to open discussion. I think we have some guests here today, but it's any senators like to use their time. Senator Shannon.
I'll use my time then.
Alright.
We are simply here because,
Oh, sorry, can you introduce yourself real quick?
sure, my name is Matthew Erickson. I am the incoming secretary of the Vets Club here at South Dakota School of Mines. We have experienced some confusion as to Senator Hill's ongoing position regarding representation of the Vets Club in the Student Senate and representation of ROTC in the Student Senate, and how that is all kind of working out or changing, because there has been something of a lack of clarity and forthrightness, I think. And so we're simply here to gather more information and try to understand what exactly is going on. Thank you.
So, I guess, hopefully this clears anything up. So, in our Constitution, it outlines that a veteran or a member of the ROTC, and can be appointed to serve as veteran senator or veteran ROTC senator to represent veterans like the ROTC, basically anywhere military personnel or people on campus. And in the past, including myself, I know President Marshall, President Pessinger, and myself have tried to just take the recommendation of either Vets Club or what we saw fit as a suitable representative of the Vets Club. So that's how the previous administrations have done it. That's how my administration has done it. So that's kind of where that's how we've done it in the past.
Okay. And then, taking your words, is Senator Hill no longer suitable?
That's not up to my discretion. That's up to the next administration's discretion.
Okay. How do we, if I may continue, how do we go about finding clarity on this issue?
I'd recommend talking to the new administration, that'd be Jacob Olstad and Clive Lee, Senator Olstad.
Yeah, so, there was a miscommunication and a lack of reach out on my part. There's transitions are tricky, and so as we were looking for the veteran senator, I had not heard any correspondence as to any recommendations that were reached out. So with regards to the Veterans Club and people that we had looked at, a candidate was chosen. Now, we would like to, as discussed earlier with, I believe you're now president of the Veterans Club, we want to set up a meeting to meet with you all to get this ironed out and to see what best ways we can represent both, as it says up there, RLTC and the Veterans Club, and to have them coalesce more. Is I guess what we're trying to get. So I'd encourage you all to reach out to Dean Joe, myself, to plan that meeting, because that can be a thing that really can be a helpful operation for our administration to understand your guys' needs, but also to hear you guys and to show that proper representation in the student senate.
Fantastic, thank you.
I just had a concern I wanted to bring up. My name
Could you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, Erickson Wilkinson. I'm a member of the Vets Club. So I've never participated in the Student Senate before, but a couple of weeks ago I had a sensitive issue or topic that I wanted brought up. So I asked our representative to bring it up. And now a couple other veterans have done the same thing with other issues. And now just a couple of weeks later, he's being dismissed. So to me, this feels like it's retaliation. I'm just really concerned and troubling.
So, next question, please.
Sorry, I just want to clarify one thing. So these appointed positions are one-year terms. So typically a new senator, a new veteran senator is appointed every year. So that's kind of been precedent.
The whole time I've been here, it's always been the club recommends somebody, and then that's usually who the president goes with. So that's what's changed from my perspective. And the timing is just atrocious because, you know, we brought up some issues to the Senate, and now a couple of weeks later, you guys are outing our representative. I mean, do you see how that comes across to us from our perspective?
Yes, understood. Thank you. Yeah, that is well, point well taken. Thank you.
Senator Hill.
For clarification, is that 1 year, would you say 1 calendar year or 1 academic year? I've only been in for 6 months.
So that 1 year is that 1 year term. So I know you're appointed to serve as a replacement for Patrick Winter. And so usually that year typically falls onto elections. So the new administration. So I know I'm the outgoing administration now. So the new administration would appoint whoever they saw fit as the new senator, just like at the national level, where you might appoint a new secretary of defense, secretary of agriculture, whatever. So that's kind of the mindset. I guess it works with our constitution.
I would also like to bring up an issue that.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Sydney Collins. As of today, I'm ex-vice president of the Veterans Club. I dealt with the forms for SOAP funding, so I have a lot more information on that than most of the other group members. I would like to point out that we only got 3,000 out of the 9,900 that we have requested. And the deductions that we were specified on the forms that were received last week did not fill in that gap between those two numbers. I would like to understand why that difference is so large, what happened, and if there are going to be any more spreadsheets listed out for any other clubs.
First of all, Secretary Garcia.
Point of clarification, how much was your initial SOAP ask?
I'm sorry?
How much was your initial ask for SOAP?
It was $9,999 as for every year we request for SOAP funding.
Senator Lewis.
Hi, my name is Ben Lewis. I'm a graduate senator for Student Senate. I'm part of the outgoing administration. I'm also a member of the Finance Committee, so I can help answer that question. We gave generalized deductions, and you'll also note that in the email that you received from Finance Committee with your SOAP allocation, there was a statement that said that you can feel more than welcome to schedule a meeting with the Finance Committee. Vets Club is not the only club that received deductions, and we'd be more than happy to walk through whether if we're following spreadsheets, talking more about deductions. It's difficult to get very point by point when we're sending out over 100 different deductions to everyone. So if you guys would like to set a meeting with the Finance Committee and discuss those deductions more in detail, we'd be happy to go with them.
And will that just be through the Senate website, or can we contact you directly, or?
The email address that you got, apologies, the email address that you got your allocation email from is sa.finance. You can reply to that email.
Any more comments? Any more comments from our guests before we resume? Can you introduce yourself before you start speaking?
Hello everyone, my name is Aiden Keegan. I am not from the current outgoing or incoming administration, but from the year before the outgoing administration. I was the Vets Club secretary. I understand what you were saying earlier, sir, about the difficulty with transition. At the very least, I would suggest take this as a learning moment before sending an email to somebody who's currently filling a position and saying thank you for your service, we're appointing somebody else. Perhaps reach out to that person, say, hey, we don't have any clear information on what your plan is for a replacement from those you represent. Let's discuss that before you unilaterally make a decision for them. Because that unilateralness is frankly part of why we're here today, because we did not hear of any such conversation, any such questions being asked before Monday when this issue was brought to Senator Hill. So that kind of illustrates some of our frustration and why we're here, is that lack of communication prior to the decision.
I'd just like to say I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate that you're willing to come out here and spend an afternoon discussing this with us. I look forward to more conversations with y'all about how we can address this misunderstanding here and how we can correct for that mistake. Again, I really appreciate you engaging with this, because I know a lot of students bring complaints and then they never follow through on it. This is what we like to see. Appreciate it. So thank you.
If I may just conclude, on behalf of the Veterans Club, thank you for your time, and please don't consider us rude if we take off, because we all have stuff we still need to do today. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Senator Fernandez.
I think something that we discussed in our previous meetings where the nominated positions could be elected, which is something that we can work on.
Yes, that's something that could be, that's a discussion that could be had with the next administration of the CDF, it's part of the Constitution. Personally, I guess, speaking of my own volition, that might be a good idea moving forward. So, yes. By the way, if there's anyone standing in the room there, you're now. I'll go to the seats, so, anyone standing? That's first. All right, any other points of open discussion? Seeing none? All right, we'll move on to our Chief Financial Officer report.
Hey everybody, this is my last Senate meeting as a student, so this is a crazy journey and experience. So I'll just have like 3 line action items that I have. This is actually unscripted. I don't have a report just directly in front of me. The first one was university budget meeting, which was last Thursday. What Spindle described in last week's meeting is basically identical to what was described in the committee, so there's really not much to add there. Second line of action is that I have the transitional report right here, so I've also printed it out, and also have sent it to the CFO email. So that will help the next incoming administration deal with the SOAP application process. And then my last action item is just to give a thank you to everybody. These last 3 years have been just a very great privilege of mine. I've learned a lot about myself and about how to work in a professional environment. And it's just been a very experience. There's been some ups and there's been some downs. And I feel like that comes with any job position. And so I just really want to personally thank everybody here. I want to thank everybody who worked on finance this year. They did a lot of hard work. And I hope for the best for the next incoming administration and any other action items that will be taken by Senate in the future. So, thank you. End of report.
Any comments, questions, concerns for CFO Lockwood? Vice President May.
Would you or members of the committee still be available for schools to address this?
So, I just put my contact information about like the sub-concerns as well, and there's very big comprehensive details within the transition report to describe a bunch of those concerns and like potential action items that you can take to address them.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, moving on to our Vice President report.
So I'd like to thank all the senators who are outgoing. I really appreciate your hard work this year. We've done a lot. We've made strides in changing the culture of Senate, and keeping ourselves accountable to our constituents and our mission here on Senate. We've had a tough financial allocation year, and we've really worked hard on that. I appreciate the finance committee on that. We've passed new student organizations. We've amended the student constitution. We sent out a bunch of surveys, engaged student opinions on a lot of different topics. We started fundraising for the first time and made huge progress in that area. So I really want to express my appreciation for everyone who worked hard this year. Finally, I want to thank Secretary Garcia. Potentially the most difficult job here, so yeah, thank you. End of report.
Any comments, questions, concerns for Vice President Wade? Seeing none, moving on to my report. I don't have too much. I just want to say thank you to everyone just for the great year it's been. Thank you for working hard, like as Vice President was saying. As CFO Lockwood was saying, it's wild. I've been on this body for about 3.5 years of my life, and so it's really cool, kind of bittersweet, just kind of see it change. But you know, as people say, you gotta serve and serve the next generation. So, and my time has definitely come. So. I look forward after Senate to working on my master's in mechanical engineering. Definitely getting more, learning more about fluid dynamics within my master's and such. I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited about continuing to be an active student on campus as a graduate student. So, and within the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to post a couple last items out for Student Senate, for the Student Senate President, just transitioning everything over to the next administration. But yeah, thank you. So I would like to just say thank you. It's been an honor serving on this body. It's definitely changed my life. So, end of report. Any comments, questions, concerns for myself? All right, moving on. We are going to our international report.
I have no report. It's been 3.5 years, and I just look forward to see what the next year is.
Report. All right. Comments, questions, concerns? See none. All right. Moving on to our veteran report.
You guys thought I was joking all semester. No, what moving forward plan do you want me to take back to my guys?
We'll be coordinating a meeting. I don't have any specific points to bring back to them yet, but please let them know that we regret this miscommunication. It was definitely an oversight on our part. So we're looking forward to repairing that relationship in the coming days.
Should their on-Senate representation not be here next week, who do they reach out to? You directly, or would you like another point of contact?
That will be our new veteran senator, and I'll get you the contact information as soon as this meeting. So.
Given that none of them know who that is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, we'll get that contact information.
If you would like suggestions, I'm sure they would have some. This has been fun.
All right. Any comments, questions, concerns for veteran senator? Seeing none, moving on to our graduate senator.
I want to say thank you again. Same deal. Serving on the Senate for 3 years in a handful of different positions, and it's been a great time. So thank you very much for letting me serve. I don't have anything new so far as the graduate report goes, aside from I heard that it was a successful defense symposium at the box last week. So thank you to anyone that was able to make time to go out there and see it. End of report.
Any comments, questions, concerns for the graduate senator? Seeing none, moving on to our non-traditional senator report.
Yeah, again, just want to say thank you guys for letting me be a part of your administration, and end of report.
All right, any comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, moving on to our committee report starting with the Constitution.
Oh, I'm good. Sorry.
So this is my last Senate meeting as well. Been on it for 3 years, so I'm very happy about that. Hoping that whoever steps in my role does a great job of what they're doing. Hope that you guys continue to represent students and the best interest of our campus, like you all have done. I have a couple items that need to be addressed for Constitution Committee, and we'll be good. So thank you for passing Phi Kappa Tau for their recognition, so they can get their insurance things upgraded, all that sort of thing for next fall. Very big thing for them, so I'm very appreciative for you guys understanding that. Reading our revisions, I know that was something that was done this year. Really appreciated that, and I really appreciated the fact that we passed quite a bit of orgs. We've given a couple revisions to orgs as well. That'll be with the next administration. Gunsmithing Club's one of those. We're giving them, we've given them another revision, and I think we're going to, I'll be handing it over to another Constitution Committee chair is for that presentation when they come to present to Senate. Yeah, and I just want to say how much I've enjoyed being a part of this. I'm glad that you all decided to be a part of this as well. Part of my journey for sure. Much love to say. So, end of report.
Any comments, questions, concerns for Cinderella Rapid? Seeing none, moving on to our public relations report.
I hate you all and I'm quitting. No. Thank you all for an awesome year. We did some really awesome stuff. And we are still have a few more outstanding things, namely the food service survey. We haven't forgotten about that. And yeah, we're good.
Any comments, questions, concerns for the Public Relations Committee? Seeing none, moving on to our Government Relations Committee.
First I want to thank everybody on the committee for doing a really good job this year. Thank you also to everybody for your help on elections and help getting everything running smoothly and encouraging people to go out and vote. Lastly, we came up $90 under our budget for the transition meeting catering. So yeah, end of report.
All right. Comments, questions, concerns for the Government Relations Committee? Seeing none, moving on to our Student Affairs Committee.
Well, thank you guys for a good year. Thanks for helping us get that amendment passed. That'll give the student affairs more of a structure to go off of, and maybe a little bit more information on actual student affairs. As far as current events and stuff that we're doing, we have a couple last minute emails that we're going to push, maybe a survey, probably not. Yeah, just wrapping stuff up for the year. End of report.
Any comments, questions, concerns for Student Affairs? Seeing none, moving on to any campus or ad hoc committees. Seeing none. All right, moving on to upcoming Senate business. This is the last meeting of my administration, so for any of those in the next administration, stick around for the first meeting of the next administration. Any announcements?
I actually do have one. Not to drown your all sentimentality, but thank you all for letting me serve on this position. It has been a interesting 3 years serving as your secretary, recording all of your words. Thank you for being understanding about many of my shortcomings and mistakes in this position. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it has certainly been enjoyable. And I would like to wish the incoming administration luck, and especially the incoming secretary. Good luck out there, Maddie.
I guess I do want to add on to that as well. I think out of everyone who I started with Senate on, it's you, me, and Neiman who are left. If I'm missing someone, and Ryan and so there are only 5 of us left out of the original 24, 28 of the Marshall Flight administration. Oh, okay. Out of the spring Marshall Flight administration. So, I just would like to extend a special thank you to you guys. I'm pretty sure I've seen y'all grow as much as I've seen myself grow, and you've seen me grow, hopefully. So, and I'm, really grateful I got to serve with you on this body. So, yeah, I just want to reiterate that, but especially to you as well. So, yeah, with that, I think, any more announcements? All right, before we adjourn, we're going to go ahead and swear in the new administration. So, yep, so, Vice President Payne, if you'd like to go up there. Hold this up real quick. Don't worry. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, raise your right hand and repeat after me. As a member of the Student Association of the South Dakota School of Mines Technology,
As a member of the Student Association Senate, South Dakota School of Mines and Technology,
I state your name.
I, Clyde Whitney,
Do hereby affirm to uphold the office of Vice President,
do hereby affirm to uphold the office of Vice President,
to abide by the Student Association Constitution,
to abide by the Student Association Constitution,
and to represent the Student Association to the best of my ability.
and to represent the Student Association to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah.
I got that one. I wanted to get this.
Oh, you want to hold it?
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Yeah, Jacob, if you want to come up here, slide this one.
Yeah, no,
Raise your right hand and repeat the following. As a member of the Student Association Senate
As a member of the Student Association Senate
of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology,
of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology,
I, Jacob Bostad,
I, Jacob Bonstead,
do hereby affirm
do hereby affirm
to uphold the office of President,
to uphold the office of President,
to abide by the Student Association Constitution,
to abide by the Student Association Constitution,
and to represent the Student Association to the best of my ability.
and represent the Student Association to the best of my ability.
Jacob, you gotta adjourn this meeting. Gotta get out of here.
Is there any motions?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded by Alarape. We
Alright, just real quick, food is over in the